Hey everybody, this is Derek for the Grumpy Guy Show, talking about episode number 122. We get pizza a facial. Recorded on Tuesday, January 9th, 2024. Tonight's topics: not my fault, she didn't lie, and it's genuine. Plus, we go off track quite a bit with our special guest. Stick around, folks, it's a lot of fun this week. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
I'm Ryan McAllister.
I'm Paige.
Yes, we have a guest with us this week.
Howdy.
And I'm frozen again.
Yeah, you're freezing up here and there. Don't worry about it. As long as we can hear you, it's all right.
Totally.
Glad you guys like it.
All right, so let's jump right into it. So we have a topic that's actually kind of old that we're gonna start off with first.
Okay.
So this topic, I have it listed as it's not my fault, it's my business partner's fault. So what this has to do with, there's some influencer mom, I think her name was Ruby Frank or something like that.
Oh boy.
That her whole thing is, her whole influencer and success and everything like that is surrounding being a parent.
What?
Yeah, and being a good parent. And she was arrested for, guess what? Child abuse.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and there was a huge thing about it. Yeah, at this point it's kind of old news. Like I said, this was last month. It was pretty much almost a month ago. But yeah, so she pled guilty to the charges. Mm-hmm. And it was really sad because one of her children broke away somehow. And was emaciated with bruises all over their wrists and everything like that, because they'd been shackled to the bed. Yeah. And this is a mother who's made a living off of YouTube videos on how to be a good parent.
It's always the people who you least expect.
Yeah.
Are the ones that do this type of stuff.
Yeah, I found it utterly ridiculous,
It's so crazy. Kids can't, they can defend themselves, but they're smaller.
Well, yeah, these were young teenagers. One of them, I don't even think one of them was a teenager yet.
Exactly. When in doubt, they're kids.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh my God. But in court, under oath, she testified that it wasn't her fault. It was her business partner telling her that this was necessary to do and all this other crap. And I'm like, they're your kids, you fucking idiot.
That's bull. They are your kids. You should know what's happening to your kids.
Exactly.
If you don't know, something should change.
Well, she knew because she was doing it.
Exactly.
Oh my God. People are stupid.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
That's crazy because like I said, kids are younger. They're just, they didn't do anything to deserve this.
Yeah.
So why?
No, they really didn't.
Yeah, well. But anyhow.
No kid ever deserves abuse.
Nope.
No, definitely not. So, as I said, that was old news. So let's move on to some more recent stuff. So, big thing now, of course, is everything getting ready for... For those of you who only listen, Paige is sitting there sticking her tongue out at me. And, of course, Ryan's frozen with some stupid-ass grin on his face.
And that makes it all better.
Yeah. So anyway,
At least I'm stuck with a smile.
Yeah. So that means, Ryan, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to just sit there smiling the whole time just in case you freeze up again. So, more recent news. This time we're getting to where it's close to the Iowa caucuses for the Republican Party. It kind of brings that up. And the thing that I've picked out was actually Nikki Haley being put down for not lying, basically.
Who?
The state of the modern Republican Party, everyone.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. She didn't lie, and then DeSantis sort of agreed with her, so he didn't lie. And then, of course,
That's
Trump, being
shocking
the
for
fucking
him.
moron that he is, he spewed off some really dumb stuff.
That's because it's Trump.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
This
what do you
takes the
expect?
cake even for Trump.
That man should never become president. I know at one point they were going, I forgot what they were doing, but weren't they voting whether or not to see if Trump could reelect?
Yeah, they're trying to take his name off the ballot.
Well,
As they
In multiple
that's at the
states.
state level. That's at the state level. That's not federal
It's
level.
not just one state anymore. There's multiple states
Oh yeah,
doing that.
yeah. There's several of them.
He shouldn't be running.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, and so it's something that I agree with on that. Is it's not. I think what's happening is the states are doing it to force the Supreme Court to weigh in on it, because really, at a federal level, it's something that the Supreme Court needs to decide. It's not something the states can decide. So by doing what they're doing, they're pushing the Supreme Court into a position where they have to make a decision. It's the only way it's going to happen is if the Supreme Court actually says something. And if they agree, then Trump is in some real trouble.
Good.
But
Good. Put him in trouble. He does not.
As he should be.
Trump should never have ran for president in the first place. He has committed fraud. He's done a lot of crappy shit. He should not be president.
yeah,
Preaching to the choir there.
unfortunately, there are so many people that listen to his bullshit and believe it that
So many people that think he's the second coming.
Yeah,
My favorite line was when he said that we were going to build a border and have the Mexicans pay for it. That was my favorite thing he's ever said, because that is the absolute dumbest thing. Why would they pay for a border
yep.
to keep them out?
And
when
they're
want
not
to
paying for it.
Exactly.
Well,
It
that,
The
was the
wall's
dumbest thing he's ever said.
going up. The wall's going up, but we're not paying. But we're paying for it with our tax money.
The wall's going up. But it's the fact that he said, and the Mexicans are going to pay for it. No, they won't.
Exactly.
No, they won't.
That's the thing.
and that's it. That's the problem.
paying
So
for
many
it.
people believed
That's the
him.
problem.
So many people believe him because he just keeps repeating it over and over again. That it's
Supposedly,
that's where we
all
are.
immigrants are coming here illegally and taking our jobs.
Yeah,
According to him, that's all of them are doing that.
except for his wife. It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay because that's his wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course,
But we talked about that last episode.
Mhm.
So what happened is somebody asked Nikki Haley about the Civil War,
Yeah.
and she did not state correctly. By the way, she did not state that the Civil War was caused by slavery. It was not. The Civil War was about states' rights because the federal
And one
government
of those
was,
states' rights was
Well-
to keep slavery.
Yes and no.
So technically, slavery was a partial cause.
Yes and no. But as the cause of the Civil War, slavery was not it. Lincoln made the Civil
It
War
wasn't
about
the
slavery.
only cause, of course.
Lincoln made it about slavery because he was losing support, and by changing it, he could actually gain support, and that's how we ended up winning the war, because he turned things around. So...
I think you should update the listeners.
Yeah, Paige is having fun with filters. She is now a
Too
cactus.
much fun.
I found the opportunity.
I see that.
But, so, DeSantis didn't disagree with her. He didn't really agree with her, but, it was kind of okay. But then Trump, being the brilliant person that he is...
Oh, boy. What now?
He said, well, Lincoln could have negotiated to prevent the Civil War from happening.
Okay.
No, he couldn't.
Okay.
They broke away just as soon as he got elected.
It wasn't even that. See, Lincoln's election was the final straw that pushed it over the edge. But
exactly.
Prior to that, there were actual fights on the floor of Congress.
Yep, Senator Charles Sumner got the crap beaten out of him.
There was no negotiating to prevent this.
There was never any negotiating.
I mean, it just shows how stupid Trump is.
Oh yeah. Because automatically Trump doesn't take any responsibility for what he's done. He thinks he's always right.
Yep.
I think it was when it was him and Biden. Weren't they at one point talking? But he just kept interrupting Biden. Like Biden,
yep.
He's not okay.
Biden had to literally tell him, "Will you shut up, man?"
Like no, like Biden.
And no, it didn't work.
Not. I don't want to say he's an iffy president, but he's better than Trump.
He's a mixed bag.
Well, it goes back to what I've said before. Trump wasn't any better or really any worse than any other president. Biden's not really any better or any worse than any other president. They're all the same. All they're out for is to get their names in history. That's all they care about. They don't truly care about us because they're rich. And once they're done being president, they get paid for the rest of their lives. That's all there is to it. They get paid. There's no stopping their paychecks. And then, of course, they go on tours and they write books and all this other crap, so they become wealthier. It's ridiculous. So they don't care about us. They only care about the fact that they're going to be in history.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate, but that's the way that it is. And the only way that anything can be changed about that is if those that are in power make laws to change it. And why would they?
And that's not going to happen.
Yeah. That'd be like you saying, you know what? I'm just going to stop buying food.
Oh, yeah. The thing that provides me the ability to live.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Bye.
So, it's just not going to happen. Nothing's going to change. It doesn't matter what anybody says,
As much as we want it to change, it's very hard to change it.
And, DeSantis actually said something pretty smart the other day.
I don't believe it.
Oh, yeah. I was shocked. So...
He's barely smarter than Trump.
It was in regards to his comment about it was in regards to Trump's comment about how Lincoln could have prevented the Civil War with negotiations.
Oh boy.
So DeSantis said, I don't know what he's talking about. He was a president who couldn't get anything done even though he had a Republican Senate. He couldn't get anything done, and he had a majority.
Yeah, he did.
I think
he had a majority and supposedly couldn't get much done.
It's just I was like, okay, well, he hit the nail on the head there. I don't know. It's getting to be really ridiculous, and I can't wait until all this stuff is over. The unfortunate thing is, I know Trump he's gonna win the Republican nomination.
Oh yeah.
And then he's gonna
lose the general.
He's gonna continue with his I'm not gonna debate, because his campaign managers know that if he debates, he's gonna show how stupid he is. So he's not gonna debate. And of course Biden's gonna be all frustrated with that, just like, Nikki Haley and DeSantis are right now, and it's just gonna be another month, another what, 10 months where we have to listen to the news telling us anything, because we can't get it out of a debate or anything like that. No, we got to wait for the news
Trump
to cover
says
it.
The series.
Yeah.
That's what the news is going to be, at least until the election.
Yeah, and the saddest thing is, I've said it before, it's not really going to matter if Trump does not win. He's going to run on his own, and he's just going to take all the votes away from Republicans, which is just going to guarantee the Democrats a win.
Either that or the Republicans are just going to be stupid enough to keep nominating him.
Yeah, and it's mainly just because of the fact that they are stupid and they listen to him.
Well, they were saying on the news tonight that in New Hampshire, Nikki Haley is actually pulled right up to him in the polls.
Good.
In New Hampshire, he's at 39% and she's at 32%.
Okay.
Which is pretty good, but I don't know, as much as she's tried not to ostracize the Trump voters through this whole thing, I don't know that they would back her.
They wouldn't, because he's running.
Yeah, but even if for some reason we're wrong and he doesn't run as an independent, I don't think they'll back Nikki Haley. I think they just won't vote.
They wouldn't.
Either that, or they would go for a Trump-like candidate, like
DeSantis.
Who is Trump if he sucked at public speaking?
Well, Trump does suck at public speaking.
Oh yeah.
Well,
they're very
DeSantis
good people.
is less charismatic, let's say.
Yeah, DeSantis actually thinks before he speaks. The problem is he can't think, so it doesn't do him any good.
So basically, Trump.
Yeah.
Difference is, Trump doesn't think before he speaks.
Yeah. Yeah, so it just,
At least Trump admits that he can't think.
Yeah, well. All right. So let's jump on to the next topic that I've got here.
Ready?
So,
what else we got?
This one is called the federal government needs to help.
Oh gosh.
Any guesses?
Well, I think it's about the federal needing to help the citizens of America.
Wrong.
Dang it.
It's about how the federal government needs to help all of these cities who have declared themselves sanctuary cities.
I was just about to say relief for something. Relief for some sort of disaster.
Yeah. It's so you get these major cities like New York City and Chicago who said, "Oh, we're a sanctuary city. We'll welcome all immigrants." And of course, what have they done? Well, all they've done is they've said, "Okay, send them here, and then we'll collect all the federal government money for it, and then we're going to ship them out so that they go someplace else, so we don't have to deal with them." The problem is, places like Onondaga County and Syracuse have said, "No, we're not a sanctuary city. Screw you. You are. Keep them."
I mean, Syracuse already sucks anyway, so.
Yeah. Wait, where are they getting sent to?
They're getting sent to major cities like New York and Chicago, and then those cities are shipping them out.
After Syracuse.
What was it?
After the sanctuary cities.
Yeah.
When the sanctuary cities kick them out, where do they go?
What are the sanctuary cities?
Sanctuary cities are the big ones like New York and Chicago.
That's the one.
Yeah, they're the ones that have declared that so that they can get federal funding. And of course, now
what happens when the sanctuary cities kick them out? Where do they go?
Here.
Well, that's the problem. Nobody is accepting them anymore. Everybody is saying we are not a sanctuary city. We are not getting any funding from the federal government because we have said we're not a sanctuary city. So don't send them here because we'll send them back.
All right.
So, you get these mayors, they're crying about this crap because they've decided that they're a sanctuary city, but they don't really truly want to take care of these people. And of course, Texas is getting flooded. They're getting slammed. They're just saying, you know what? We got to get them out of here. We can't take care of them. So they're sending them all over the place.
I mean, Texas is a border state, so that can't really help.
Yeah. And
it's the same thing with New York.
Most people are crossing into Texas. So Texas it's the biggest border with Mexico. That's part of it, but it's also because that's where the major routes go through is through Texas.
It's the same thing with Montana on the other border. That can't help.
Yeah, but we're not getting so many people coming from Canada.
True.
People aren't stupid enough to go up to the Great White North and travel down, They're just going to come from the south and go straight up. They're not going to go around and then come back down.
I mean, yeah.
Especially since most of them are walking, so they got to go through the United States anyhow.
True.
But yeah, I find it really, really annoying that these cities who, they wanted to be a sanctuary for these people. Now, we can't do it anymore. We need the federal government to step in and force these other cities to take people.
It's because of the fact that people suck. Like, let's be honest. In this world,
yeah.
People, I don't want to say they've gotten better, because in some cases they have, but in some cases they still suck. This, for example, they're greedy as hell. Like, this is actual human beings that we're talking about, people's lives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, you can go yourself, I just want the cash that goes with you. Like, that's basically saying, like, oh, I just want how much you're worth, and then you could go fuck yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's why I have a problem with it. That's exactly what the issue is. Is they're just saying
all these major city governments want money, and they don't actually care about people.
Greedy bastards.
That's the whole thing with politicians.
Well, politicians are greedy bastards. I mean, their main goal is to
one of the greediest professions.
Make money. Connection.
Other than corporate executive.
Politicians are stupid.
Yeah.
And if you're going to become a politician, actually care. If you don't care, then just go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Like, sorry. No, I regret nothing. Just go fuck yourself. There's no point in you being in a position of power if you don't even care about the people who you're going to be in charge of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's it, and part of the problem is they feel that they're above the law, which that's something else with Trump. I didn't make any notes with it, but
we all know he thinks he's above the law.
Well,
I
mean, we can.
I'd be willing to bet that his presidential inspiration was Nixon.
Yeah.
It doesn't help, though, with politicians, the fact that because they're so well known.
Even though Nixon was the only one who got caught.
Like, let's put it for example, right? I'm not trying to bring in cops, but I'm going to bring cops into this, right? Say you get pulled over. It would be a lot different if I got pulled over than if a politician got pulled over. Like, that politician has the power to do anything he wants. Or she.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a big difference.
Like $100 and me gone.
Yep, pretty much.
Or like, I could take your job away with just a text. No, I can't, but they can. So they can get away with stuff, so they think, oh, I'm higher than the law.
Yeah, But
or usually they'll pull the "Do you know who I am?" card.
Oh my gosh, I hate that. Do you know who I am? No one fucking cares who you are. You're a human being. Do you know who I am? No, I don't care. You're a human being. You were breaking the law. Here's your ticket. Go on about your day. Thanks. Goodbye. Like
exactly.
So the latest thing with Trump claiming immunity while he's president. I don't know. It's not the Supreme Court. I think it might be the Federal Appeals Court that's actually hearing the case right now.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the judges on there asked his attorney, so if, as president, the president asks SEAL Team 6 to go assassinate a political rival, is he immune from that? And then
hopefully not.
This is what the freaking counselor said back. Well, he'd have to be impeached first.
Huh?
What?
And then the judge said, well, so what you're saying is as long as he's not impeached, he can have his political rival assassinated. Well, no, he'd have to be impeached. And it went on, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
To do with this?
So in other words, he's allowed to get his other companions assassinated only if he's impeached?
No, he can't get them. If he's impeached, then he's not immune. But he has to be impeached before he tells the SEAL 6 team to assassinate.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
You should really check it out. I mean, I was just like, oh my God, how can this judge...
That's frying my brain right now.
I don't think I could. I feel like my brain cells would like combust with the amount of stupidity that just came out.
I think my brain cells are combusting right now.
I'm like sitting there listening to it. I'm like, how is this judge not calling this guy a fucking moron?
Little do you know, he probably was calling him a moron in his head. He's not out loud. Like, oh my God, you're stupid.
You know, she repeated the question several times, hoping to get a different answer, and every single time, the guy gave the same answer back, and I'm like,
the same answer that made no sense.
Yeah. Basically, the only way that the president is responsible for anything is if he's impeached before he does that. And I'm like, wait a minute. Impeachment happens because they did something.
Exactly.
It's not preemptive. It can't be preemptive. Well, we think you're going to assassinate somebody, so we're going to impeach you. What the hell?
No. It doesn't work like that.
No. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
This goes back to my previous statement. People suck. People are fucking stupid.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry. We have to go through, let's be honest. We have to go through how many years of college to get a specific degree. And then people with this kind of knowledge are out there. Just imagining this guy went to like some like high, like real high school, like Harvard, Stanford, whatever the hell, and then just comes out with that type of bullshit.
Well, the worst part is a lawyer has to go for more than just 4 years.
Yep.
Exactly.
I mean, they take almost as much. Yeah, they do almost as much education as a fucking doctor. So they're not dumb people.
At least they're not supposed to be.
Yeah. So they're saying that. I'm like, holy shit.
I think the Trump brain rot's been screwing with this lawyer, though.
Well, the whole thing is, you know, it's kind of like you listen to a lot of the lawyers that he's had. They're all, oh yeah, you know, like the one that for the election results where she claimed something, you know, oh, most of these results are from Brazilian things, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden, when it came down to the fact that she was either going to stop lying or spend several years in jail, I was wrong with that. I shouldn't have said that. That wasn't true. I'm like, really?
Classic.
So you're fine with backing him until you realize that you're going to get screwed. Got it.
Pretty much.
Well, that goes for that's how every, like, politician will work.
Yeah, it just seems to be a lot worse with him.
That's because it's Trump.
Yeah, exactly. with him and anybody who's supporting him, it's like, come on. Yeah, well. So last thing, it's a funny thing.
Uh-oh.
So we've been watching Whose Line Is It Anyway? And it's on some new network I've never heard of, TBD. I don't know.
Sounds like PBS.
But
to be determined.
Yeah.
Sounds like they haven't created a name for it yet.
But they've got a lot of really oddball commercials, and one of them was for this pizza oven.
Oddball commercials.
It was for this pizza oven, right? It's like a clamshell thing. It's electric, which, there's nothing really wrong with an electric oven. What's wrong with it is the fact that this is just going to plug into a standard 110-volt plug. So there's the first thing, which, you can still get a hot pizza, a hot oven that way. But the problem is they claim that the temperature of this thing will get up to 900 degrees.
Yeah, not that.
You're not going to do that on a 110-volt. You can't. That's why an electric stove is on 220, because that's the only way they can get up high temperatures. And even an electric stove doesn't get up to 900 degrees. It can't. There's just limits. So the funny part about this, after all of that crap, and it shows, you can even make a nice pizza oven. Or you can make, how do they phrase it? Something about you can make your frozen pizzas much better by using this oven. And I'm like, really? Frozen pizza sucks. And you're
stretching the truth, are we?
Hold on. Whoa. It depends on the brand of the pizza.
Oh, no. Frozen pizza sucks.
Like 2 solid pizzas. When I was a human child, okay? When I was a genuine child under the age of, like, double digits, less than double digits, there was a bomb at, like, a fucking banger type pizza. That shit, you eat that, I could have had, like, the whole, like, half of that pizza, probably a whole thing. That was bomb pizza.
No.
Dude,
understandable.
I never had the right pizza, Derek.
No. There's no good frozen pizzas.
I'll get you some frozen pizza.
No.
Yep.
No, we'll have to have you over for some real pizza.
DiGiorno's decent.
I'll bring you some frozen pizza.
No.
Don't worry.
You'll have to come over for some real pizza.
All right.
Yeah, his homemade pizza is incredible.
So anyway, so after they got through that whole spiel of how this thing is so wonderful and so great, and it's only 4 payments of $39.99. It even comes with a professional pizza peel. And I'm like, okay. So they show this thing. It's a pizza peel that splits in the middle. I'm like, there is no pizza peel used by a professional that splits in the middle like that.
I don't know why. I was thinking, when you said peel, I was thinking of like a peeler, like when you peel like apples. I was like, I was like, who peels a pizza? I was like so good.
We got to learn you.
Oh my goodness.
We definitely got to learn you. You got to learn what real pizza is. And I'm not talking Pizza Hut garbage either. I'm talking real pizza.
When you
Pizza
said
Hut
peel,
is greasy as hell.
That's why I was confused, because when you said peel, I was like, oh my god, are you peeling a pizza? Like a peeler? Like you getting one of those like peelers used to peel potatoes? I'm like,
no, I put a chemical peel on it, just to give it a facial. I put oh there. Oh my.
We've gone
gone off the rails.
Yeah.
But that's all right, folks. It was a lot of fun. Paige, thank you very much for joining us again.
Anytime.
You're welcome anytime you want to come on.
Thank you.
So, you've heard the music starting up in the background, folks.
Good night.
Bye. Awesome.